Okay, our final speaker, Jim Cardwell.
Yeah, thank you very much. So I represent Northern Powergrid, and to take a line from one of the last speaker there, Sarah. So if you don't know Northern Powergrid, we're the electricity company in this part of the world, helping 8 million people in this region connect up to where we get our power from to where people use it. So I guess our ambition, again taking one of Sarah's lines, is very similar actually. I guess we're here to try and help our region, drive economic growth, drive prosperity for the people in our region, and make sure that our grid is supporting, if you like, people to do, as I said, their needs for electricity. I guess turning to heating, we generally think of 3 major challenges in how the grid can help support net zero, and heating is probably the thorniest of those 3 challenges. The other 2 for completeness are hooking up more renewable generation or low carbon generation locally, and also electrifying transport. But the heat is probably the thorniest of those particular problems, with 26% of our nation's greenhouse gases coming up from direct emissions from buildings. It's a chunky thing to go at, quite similar in proportion to transport. But I think in heat, we recognise that actually we need to be looking at a number of solutions, and there is no silver bullet to heat. And it does depend on the type of communities that are requiring that heat and where they get it from, be they residential or industrial, and how they get it. So we see a number of solutions being required. We see off gas grid, probably electrification, but certainly we think that the whole debate about where we get our heat from and decarbonise has really matured. It used to be a sort of discussion about all electrification scenarios or hydrogen, if you like. And I think the all electrification thing really has melted away a bit now, because I think, as you heard from Tim there, the hydrogen aspects are coming on. Indeed, the session before this, we've seen some other technologies still being sought to bring those forward as well. But it really is a kind of horses for courses kind of approach that we need. And what we're trying to do in the electricity grid, obviously the impact on the electricity grid of if we do come with electrification solutions, is how can we get those on at least cost. So the technical challenge of installing an air source heat pump or a gas hybrid heat pump, we've done a number of trials, we've done some of them, other people have done trials. We think those are fairly well established technologies now. We think there's a real issue with customer acceptance, retrofitting of technologies that drip heat in rather than surge it in with boosting kind of functions as we're used to. For the 86% of us that use, or 80% of us that use gas boilers, we're used to sort of getting instant heat, if you like. There's a real challenge there, both in terms of the housing stock and in terms of the impact on houses if you choose to retrofit and bring forward some new technologies. So there's some real challenges here. It's not just about the technology, it's also about the cost of those things, it's also about the customer acceptability. And there's no magic answers there. I think the final couple of points I just want to make were really about cost. We think there's a real issue here in terms of the way that both the electricity and the gas bill have kind of grown up through time, a number of different market distortions on those. So we've got some high carbon fuels in terms of natural gas that are not getting some of the policy costs, so they're hitting the electricity bill. So that's a bit of an issue there. If you switch to, if you're then an off gas grid customer, and I say the future for you is electrification, think about heat pump technology, you've then got an issue because you're going to pick up a bigger share of the decarbonisation costs that the government's already signed us up to. Now, it's a bit of an issue if you're then a fuel poor person. You might even say if you're not fuel poor, you might say, well, that's not fair. So there's a real sort of kind of cost driver and fairness kind of issues to be done there to get a level playing field between gas sources going forward. I think carbon pricing's got a route to pay as well. And my final point there is about the way we take forward heat needs to have a positive social impact. So there's got to be an inclusive change that helps out there. So in terms of that more fuel poor kind of group or sector of the economy or communities, we're going to probably need to have some support mechanisms in place to go alongside the policy gaps that we see today, where we don't really have policies to drive forward the heat agenda with things like the renewable heat incentive set to expire. We need policies, and we need to support people like the fuel poor to make sure that they're not disadvantaged by that transition. Thank you.
Okay.